Hello fellow survivors. Age of Oblivion version 7 is far from a basic compatibility upgrade for Alpha 21. Under the hood, there is a massive set of changes in performance, balance, and features. Effectively, the Overhaul mod has been overhauled. Papa Mac has put many months of labor into this creation, and version 7 is looking pretty spectacular. The best place to start is very likely at the beginning. Many of the basic principles, quests and workstations and monsters are the same. However, much has changed on how you do things, so let us begin at this point, before we start looking at some of the brand new things. First of all, there are no Age of Oblivion maps, no pre-generated maps. So, before you cause the developer to shoot himself due to this frequently asked question, read the opening menu description. For now, you won't have any pre-generated map. You must use the random world generator to make your map. Papa Mac has given a lot of players what they wanted previously, which is the ability to use the random map maker. So please use it. Also, until Alpha 21.2 goes stable, you must use Alpha 21.1 stable. Don't use the experimental. If in doubt, post a question just below in the comments and I will certainly get back to you and answer which version you should be using. We still have a combination of vanilla skills combined with the single Age of Oblivion skill tree. However, there is a change. The Age of Oblivion skill tree is advanced by adding Age of Oblivion skill points. So when you gain a level, you obtain a normal skill point, which you add to this vanilla skill tree. And you also get an Age of Oblivion skill point, which you then add to the Oblivion skill tree. And it's your choice which one you want to add it to. Each Oblivion skill point that you get, you must convert it to one of these Oblivion skill points, and you'll see the recipes under here. If I want to upgrade my alchemy skills, then I choose to convert my Oblivion skill point into an alchemy skill point. Pretty simple, but quite different from the previous progression. There is, however, one exception to this. That is in the quest line. This is upgraded by completing quests. So, if you complete the first quest, the Oblivion Workbench quest, you will get a quest skill point which is automatically added and advances your quest tree. The more quests that you complete, the faster you will open up and advance the quest tree. Papa Mac has added a main quest list into the quest table, and they are numbered and listed so that you can follow them in order. To get to the main story quests, they are in the tier 4 level of the tree. When you start out, one of the items that you are given is also a small drop box. This is mainly so that you know that there is one of these items available. The drop box automatically sends your items to nearby storage. So coming home from exploring, you can dump your loot and resources into the drop box. This will automatically send it to nearby storage containers. You must have broadcasting enabled on each of your storage containers that you want to use it with, but also very importantly, you must have existing items in the storage. For example, if you add iron ore into the Dropbox, it will deposit that iron ore into the storage container that already has iron ore in it. If there is no iron ore in any of the containers around the Dropbox's radius, then, well, it'll just sit there in the Dropbox and never get deposited. There is also a very large, massive version of the Dropbox. You can literally dump everything you want to in this baby. Besides its obvious much larger capacity, the large Dropbox is also much faster in distribution times. One of the ingredients of the large Dropbox is a new ore. Age of Oblivion 7 introduces Kyburium. Kyburium is only found in water. You can easily pick it up while searching under the water. You are best using a scuba mask, which will give you unlimited breath. If you don't use the scuba mask, you'll have to keep coming up for air, and this gets quite tedious. So once you do any extensive crafting using Kyburium, try to make sure that you have obtained a diving or scuba mask first. However, it is currently a loot-only item at this point. Under the water there are various fish, turtles and stingrays. Two of the new creatures you have to contend with while searching for Kyburium are crocodiles and sharks. Now sharks currently seem to be less of a problem and they're quite scarce. But crocodiles, they will be your main nemesis under the water. So make sure that you know how to defend yourself while under the water, seeing as guns will not help you. The old cloning station is now history. The old cloning system was a mix of different entities, stations, and chambers, all for different purposes. Behold, the new cloning station. One station, but with some pretty neat upgrades that transforms the station as you add to it. Egg-laying chickens and milk-producing cows are still available, but as I mentioned, no need for 4 or 5 different stations for humans, wild animals, pets, and egg-laying chickens. As the fun pimps add features and code, like the workstation showing the upgrades that you add, so the modders get out there and adapt them to make even more intricate and amazing toys for us to play with. I'll be quite fascinated to see what is going to be done by the modders once the bandits get added to the game. Farming and food had quite a number of tweaks done to them. There are still a lot of options for food, so those that love a very deep and elaborate crafting of food can still get their kicks from the farming. Just be aware, in the early testing phase of version 7, farming did have a water overhaul. You were required to use irrigation and pipes to provide water for your crops to grow. This is likely now a future feature. It is not in the mod at this moment. So same as previously, you grow directly from your farm plots, or you hoe the land and plant without farm plots. Either way, water is not required for now, but expect it as a possible future update. Watch out for the drink dispenser quest. This will allow you to now create an actual drink dispenser, which was in the game some versions ago. It has now returned and can be crafted. It provides a means for you to create a horde of fruit juices and sodas. Some of the fruit juices and sodas provide excellent buffs and are well worth it. The V8 Veggie Juice. It takes a large number of harvested vegetables, but also gives a massive number of buffs such as health, a 40% stamina bonus, food, and drink bonuses. Just a reminder of your power options that were previously included in version 6.8. They are thankfully still out there from OakRaven. So I'm glad that we have the OakRaven Power system, which includes the awesome batteries, generators, and solar arrays, which are a very nice addition to the mod. I would also like to recommend the windmill this time around. In version 6.8, I found it a pain to connect and difficult to find the sweet spot to make the connection. However, it is a straightforward setup now and offers another pretty awesome way of generating power. That is, of course, if you can afford the 500 steel that it takes to make one of these babies. Vic, the Vehicle Trader, has had his base revamped and a complete makeover. All normal trader bases are still indestructible, but Vic's Vehicle Trader is now destructible. So be aware that while roaming his base, you could get attacked, the walls could be broken down, and there is a reasonable chance that you'll have monsters already in the base when you first discover it. To make sure players get a better chance of finding a car or a vehicle they want, Piper Mac has currently enabled Vic's inventory to reset every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, expect a slightly different set of options. The trader is also different for each player, so those playing in co-op will see something different from other players when viewing his inventory. This gives a higher chance of finding what you want if you stick around at the trader a bit longer. There are some awesome vehicles added to the mix, and some of those old ones have also been removed. A number of the newer vehicles have custom particles when they are damaged and better lighting. There's also a number of custom and unique car horns.
Why are you following me?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
My favorite is this beauty.
What could be grease lightning?
Get some overhead lifters, some 4-barrel quads, oh yeah.
Keep talking, won't keep talking.
Fuel injection cut off chrome-plated rods, oh yeah.
We get already,
With the 4-speed on the floor, never waiting at the door. You know that ain't the shit where they get licensed. Grease lightning. Go grease lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile. Grease lightning, go grease lightning.
At least 5 of the Mad Max Road Warrior vehicles have mounted guns. Different vehicles take different types of ammo, including 7.62 and .50 incendiary rounds. The Road Warrior 5 vehicle takes 9mm rounds, but this is actually supposed to be a plasma gun. I will be doing a short separate tutorial on the various vehicles with their weapons as well. Arenas have been added to Age of Oblivion, though they are really a new type of quest. Around the map you will have various arenas, different versions of arenas. So craft an arena quest from the quest table and it will take you to the closest arena. Now when you start the quest at that particular arena, you will be given 2 negative buffs or debuffs and 1 positive good buff. The music starts and you will be met with 4 waves of monsters that you have to fight and destroy. At the end of these rounds, you will win a loot crate. The loot will also depend on how many rounds that you are able to get through and if you complete it until the end. So even if you die, you will receive a basic prize for participating. Skull tokens are still in the game and mainly obtained from loot, from quests, and cave escapes, which is another type of quest. One of the main places to obtain skull tokens previously was from the boss spawners. These boss spawners have been retired. They are removed in version 7, so they are not in the mod at all anymore. If you recall, in version 6, the skull tokens were used to purchase elite super weapons, elite tools, and some really awesome goodies from elite traders. These elite traders are still out there, but they are now independent traders. Actually, they are still housed up in the old POIs. So if you remember, previously they were under the POIs of the various traders, but this time around, not underground anymore. These elite trader bases also have the old bedroll, land claim, and backpack teleporters in them. This enables you to teleport back to your base or backpack. They have now been converted to telephone objects. Look out for these telephones as they will appear quite often in various quests and will be used to teleport you to different parts of the POI or different parts of the quest. The first 5 main quests are now changed to finding the elite traders and killing the skeleton lords under those traders. While doing these quests, your objective is generally to find some new orbs and to destroy these orbs. That is the practical goal to complete each of the quests. There are lots of loot along the way and the monsters are relatively tough but not much of a problem. From quest 6, however, is when it starts really becoming tough, so don't go in with trivial armor, health, and weapons. Also, Papa Mac has quite a few tricks up his sleeve, so be aware to be careful as you negotiate the last 3 quests. Once you have collected the 18 orbs of the very long quest 6, we now meet the skeleton Dark Lord himself. The Dark Castle has been completely rebuilt. Papa Mac has put a lot of work into making this a better experience, including new mechanics for your progression through the 2 main final POIs. The Dark Castle is still where the Skeleton Lord lives, and it is on your list of things to do and monsters to kill. I think the new Dark Castle is not as dark as the old one, but I do enjoy the final chamber especially. I think Papa Mac has done pretty well with his skeleton fetish. There are a lot of monsters in Age of Oblivion, but I'm very happy to have the skeleton army playing a massive part and a role in the mod now. Similar to the old version, once you have done this and you've defeated the Skeleton Lord, you are ready to tackle the place where it all started, the research facility itself. Previously, you had to find Dr. Turdlinger. You also had to find the teleport pieces along the way. Then you had to assemble them. That is now gone. Forget finding teleport pieces. Forget finding Dr. Turdlinger. Progress is now easily tracked automatically as you finish each of the main story quests. So just move through the story and finish each quest. Instead of finding Dr. Turdlinger, the main change at the end is now you have to destroy the facility. The research facility in version 7 is not as long as the old version with all its levels, but don't take this as easy. Beware the final level, it ain't any joke. Finally, you can destroy the research center and put an end to the abominations that have come from this hellhole. Piper Mac, I certainly take my hat off to you. The mod has a better form of progression and is far less buggy than previously with the teleporting system. In the previous version, I kept getting stuck on the quest teleporters, especially in the research facility. Well, this time around, I had only one stupid orb that was a problem. Piper Mac is already onto this, and he said it will be fixed in the next patch. There are many more changes that are not that obvious, and things that I don't even know about. I've tried to get as many of the updates into this video patch notes as possible. Though here is a small teaser as to one item that is coming soon, probably in version 7.1. Piper Mac is working on a new theme park ride, or, well, actually a couple of theme park rides. You may remember this from version 6.8, however the difference is that now the ride will actually be something that you can ride in the game and not just look at. The entire Amusement ride is also placeable. I'm unsure if this is going to be something that you build, but expect some fun and outrageous things coming from Piper Mac in version 7.1. Well, thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you in the next one.